Broadcasting from the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, with JB, Real Estate Rome, and True Mac. This is For the Culture.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy True Mac.
What's going on, everybody? It's JB.
Hey, world. This is Jerome, a.k.a. Real Estate Rome, in the building.
Hey, and yeah, this is For the Culture. This is the For the Culture podcast. We broadcasting live, Las Vegas. We're about a mile away from the Strip over at Level 9 Studios with my guy, Scott Fresco Vera, getting everything set up for us. I just wanted to give a quick introduction. This is our first show, so the reason that we put this together was to be able to bring the culture a little more perspective from a Las Vegas look. All three of us are born and raised in Vegas. I'm 5 years younger than JB. Rome 5 years younger than me, so we are able to give it to you from all angles.
Vegas natives.
You know it.
And so what we're doing is bringing you some info on, from our perspectives on sports, hip-hop, politics, everything from the culture.
You know, just trying to bring something new, something creative, something that we can agree to disagree about certain things. We can pique your interest on certain things. You know, we could talk a little stuff, a little junk, if you will. And, we just want to make sure that we leave you with something that you can think about. You feel me?
Yeah, and that's just what it is, from our minds only and our perspective. So, like it or not, this is us.
Yeah, so we just go ahead and dive right in. We got a couple topics that we wanted to cover tonight. So one thing that I wanted to talk about is the state of hip-hop right now.
Man.
Hip-hop is something that I just love to death. Like, if it was a girl, it'd be real hard for me not to be married to hip-hop.
What is it about hip-hop that you love most, Mac?
It's really the culture itself, like every part of it, not only the music, the fashion, the reach that it has, movies, everything.
Right.
It's in sports.
Right.
Everything about hip hop. When I was like in ninth grade, is when I really fell in love. Tupac was my favorite artist. The homie sold me a Tupacalypse Now tape for $5.
Tape, these kids don't even know what tapes is.
Man, they couldn't even tell you how to play a cassette. So yeah, I got that $5 Tupacalypse Now, and it's been on ever since then.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I was raised by my grandma, Big Mama. She ain't never let me really listen to rap, so I could only listen to it when she was away. Mm-hmm. But I got into MC Hammer because he was just so positive, and she was with that. He had that movie. Please Hammer Don't Hurt Him, I think it was. And it had that song, That's Why We Pray.
I forgot about that movie.
Oh man, when,
just to make it today.
Man, the little homie got shot in the movie because he was in the cross between gangs and trying to get it right, and boy broke her down. She had us all in there crying.
Man.
But yeah, so I mean, I was listening to Hammer just because I had to listen to some type of rap.
Right.
And on the flip side, when I got in the 11th grade, she took me to buy Tupac CD, the one with Temptations on it, So Many Tears. What am I missing? I can't believe I'm dropping. This is crazy. God damn it. So Many Tears. Temptations.
Fan.
Man, that's crazy.
Come on.
I can't remember it, but yeah, y'all know what the album is.
Yeah. It's gonna come to me. And she took me to Blockbuster Video. It was Blockbuster Music, and I went in there to get it. I couldn't get it because I wasn't 16 yet. And she had to come in, and she was like, I really ain't into this music, but because you paying for it with your own money, I'm gonna grab that for you.
Was that album Me Against the World?
Me Against the World. I'm like...
One for JB.
One for JB. Negative for True Mac. And Pac's the greatest, still and all. But...
that's going to be a good topic.
Yeah, I would say I might have to...
That's going to be a great topic.
Yeah.
So
yeah, back to it. Like 2017, I was debating with this dude on Facebook that he was saying 2017 was like the best year for hip hop ever, and I'm like,
can I stop you for a minute?
Yeah.
Can I ask you how old was this guy?
I don't know his age. He had to be relatively young.
Okay. You can tell by his look.
By his look, yeah, he was younger. He was definitely younger than me.
Well, to say 2017 was the best year of hip hop, that obviously changed.
He missed a lot of years.
And I'm like, bro. So I'm like, what makes this the best year in hip hop? And he started naming off the Dams, the 444s. He went through his list: Migos Culture. What's the Vince Staples, Big Fish Theory. Vince Staples, like these are the ones that he's naming off. And I'm like, bro, like,
Did he name
let's go
Childish?
back to 1997.
Well, JB actually asked a great question.
What is that?
Kind of on the slide.
Did he name Childish Gambino?
Yes.
He named Childish Gambino.
Okay. That is actually a dope album. I can see
bro,
that.
I made a list of the albums that came out in 2017.
Okay.
And it's some fire.
Some heat.
One thing that I think like people leave out because they saw on this hype trap movement and this Migos flow and these hype club beats. I think a newer artist that had one of the best albums of the year is Joey Badass.
Yes.
And
my 20-year-old turned me on to that.
Bro.
I actually had to give him a pound on it.
Joey Badass
I ain't heard it, so
album
I'm missing.
is retarded, like from beginning to end. And one of my favorite newer artists, I can't even call him new school no more, but J. Cole is like my favorite new school artist.
Now we talking.
I can, and also, gosh, I can't think of his name. Big Crit. Ooh.
Oh my God,
Fire.
Big Crit.
album.
Big Crit album
Fire
was
album.
insane.
Now, so
I
I,
heard
so
the
I
album,
can
but Big
so I
Crit is
can
nice.
see where he was coming from with saying 2017 is a very, very, very
A
good
great year.
for even because we've been on and I'm sure you're going to get into it where we're not really fully feeling some of the flows of these new artists, but there are some really good albums that came out this year. I will say that.
Absolutely.
There's some sneak artists, but the question is, was he talking about those artists or was he talking about somebody else? Right.
And I get to the dude because I tell him he always because he says he's an A&R for his own label, and I tell him for a younger dude you ask some polarizing questions. I like the debates that you raise on Facebook, so I participate. So it ain't like he's coming from left field, but I'm saying you got to really pay like homage and respect to some different years, like
88.
Like I tell, they were talking about best groups or like classic albums
92.
and like instant classics, right? So the same dude, and
Chronic.
they tell you, there's no such thing as an instant classic, and I'm like, bro,
You're crazy, dude.
I'm like, Bone East 1999 went platinum in like 7 days.
What's his name? What's
His
your
name's
boy's name?
Tristan Facey.
Tristan, you crazy. If
And
ain't
Tristan,
talking
you my
about
guy.
instant classic.
I fuck with you, Tristan, regardless. But and it's just a good topic, though. So, but still, back to the albums that was released over the last year. And what I was saying about Cole was these newer guys that are even younger than Cole. Like, I like the fact that he goes in and he'll collaborate with them, like because he's at a status where. A lot of dudes are still trying to get to because he's now making music that he cares about and it's still going platinum, right? So like Logic is a mixed rapper. His last album was dope. It came out in 2017 and he got a complex about him being mixed.
Yeah,
Through the
absolutely
album,
does.
right?
Yeah.
So
My 11-year-old loves it. And he's
and he goes through the album and he's talking about his struggles being biracial.
Yeah.
And Cole is biracial, right? So at the end of the album, like, because his whole thing is like, how do I deal with being biracial? How do I deal? That's the theme of the album, dealing with being biracial. So Cole, like, it sounds as if the way they mixed it, or I don't even know, maybe this is the way they recorded it, is like he's talking to him on the phone. and he just spit a verse for him. It's a hidden track on the album where he's like, man, focus on love. Like focus on putting the right thing out there and doing you, and get away from caring about your race. Like that don't even matter, because the message that you kick, like the shit that you putting out in the universe, that's what we need. And I think that's what's missing from the new school artists.
Like Logic put out an interview I saw like a couple months back, and he was talking about he was having a conversation about that, and how, like, you know, the tussle, if you will, in regards to his race and everything like that, but at the same time, it's just pushing out love. You know what I mean? Like just pushing out. In today's society, where there's a lot of hate, there's a lot of doubt, there's a lot of negative connotations around everything that we do.
For sure.
And his big thing was, I just want to spread love. You know what I mean? And that's why his biggest record right now on that album is the suicide
hotline.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
because it's something that's not talked about enough.
Right.
Exactly.
I'm riding with the homie, listening to it one day, and he's like, "Why is he saying I don't want to be alive?" I'm like, "Dog, you gotta listen to the whole thing, because that's just the song starts like I don't want to be alive, and in the end it gets to I just want to be alive."
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's so prevalent in right now, is that, you know, where we are with everything, in regards to the whole you know, ideal of what anything should be.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like people feel like, you know, with the bullying and all of that stuff, you know what I mean? Like the social bullying, the physical bullying, the whole nine. And, you know, he really put that to a head in that song, and that's why that is so prevalent, I think, in right now's music, because it's so different from what everybody else is talking about. And Logic really, you know, he understands that, and that's what he's. And I respect Logic. I love Logic, number one. But I think that's why he's, you know, starting to make headway, but also will become one of our next generation's, you
great
know, big time artists.
I believe it.
And let me say this: isn't that the true message of? Because rap is just a form of is a segment of hip hop, right? Hip hop is the culture. Rap is kind of the messenger, if you will.
That's a big discussion.
So the messengers, the ones that can separate themselves, always have had something to say.
Yeah.
The followers are the ones who keep saying the same thing that everybody else is saying.
Absolutely.
And what separates you, what makes what you're saying that much doper if it's the same negativity? You know what I'm saying? Is it because you can flow a little bit better, or you can spit a little bit faster? I mean, what are those things? And at the end of the day, if you're not leaving something for your listeners, your fans, the people that are listening to you and following you, what are you doing? What's the point?
Absolutely.
I agree. And at the same time, I like I don't really call it negativity. I call them like street tales. Right. Now it's because it's one thing with to be a rapper or MC that's like giving you stories of what one has been through or what he's seen in the streets. And another thing to be like, I'm in the trap all day, kicking it, smoking weed and selling dope, all that shit's dead.
When
like,
you're really not.
Because you're not. There's no way you're doing that, and you're saying it on record. It's impossible.
So if you are, you're stupid.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Without question.
Yeah.
So
feds will be over to your spot soon.
Like, cause like I got some partners that I remember when Jeezy first came out, cause I'm so on social conscious hip hop. I couldn't get into Snow for nothing to begin with. But it took a minute for it to grow on me, because I was like, he's really like, I'm thinking like, I'm listening to him and I'm like, nah, this dude is really a dope dealer. Like,
absolutely. He speaks the truth.
And that's when I was like, oh, nah, it ain't phony. Like, nah. He really talking about what he done did. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the difference between a guy with a negative message and a guy that's just telling you what he did and how he got to where he's at.
Right.
Absolutely.
I saw like I think her name's Tommy Lauren, the chick on Fox. I don't know. I don't want to give her no credit, but she's talking about how Jay-Z has songs. He was a former dope dealer, and how we like praising this guy for what he does and what he's did. And I'm like, how do you not praise someone who came from nothing and started life in a negative fashion and turned that into a damn near $1 billion enterprise?
Because they don't understand.
I mean, and I think the biggest thing too is like for those artists that have started like the ones that we know, you know what I mean, like that have started from a life of where they came from as far as dope dealing or gangbang, whatever you want to call it, but the evolution of that, you know what I mean, and they speak it throughout, you know what I mean, like that's the biggest thing too, is that like Jay-Z, you know, he talks about from Reasonable Doubt, you know, dope dealing the whole nine to 444.
Man,
he's showing growth.
He even says, hey, look, because if I'd have bought this house, if I'd have bought this building, at this certain time,
look where I'll be at right now.
If I'd have, before it was Dumbo, and look where it is now, shoot, Dumbo. Because what he's trying to teach the culture is that, hey, look, at the end of the day, I was a dope dealer if you listen through the evolution of his music, but at the same time, right now, he's speaking about right now. Right. You know what I mean? He's not speaking about back then, where a lot of rappers are still trying to speak about back then. He's speaking about right now, and what he's saying is that, you know, I built up the money, and I'm still in my ideology, I'm still a hustler. I'm still making moves.
It's a different
like
hustle.
A hustler, but it's a different
game.
Different hustler.
Yes, sir.
It's if I'd have bought this building before it was Dumbo, I'd have sold it for 15 times more than it was worth.
Absolutely.
But I didn't.
And it's this dude I follow on Instagram as I am Ash Cash. He's written a book based on
444.
The Jay-Z 444 principles.
Yes.
So the next time we get together, I will have read that book, and we can chop that up a little bit.
And here's the thing. As men, we always want to show growth, because that's what it's about. Growing up is growth.
Right.
It's maturity. You know, age is only a number, but it's the maturity that you show and that you exude. And not only that, that you show and try to pass on to others is what's the most important thing. Yes, I think 444 was, I mean, I learned so much just by listening to that, because Jay-Z is showing people that there's more than one way to skin a cat. There's more than one way to hustle. You know, you have to have a little bit of money to make some money. But at the end of the day, if you're willing to take those risks, the reward is far greater.
Yes, sir.
It's legal. You don't have to be looking over your shoulder. You know what I'm saying? And we can teach one another, and we can all learn from these great artists of how to get to the next level.
Last thing I'm going to say about 444, we can move on to the next topic, is...
we can stay on 444 all you want, dude.
Seriously.
That's my album. That's my joint.
That's when... this album, I've always been a fan of Hov.
Right.
Remember back when we used to ride in the Mustang.
Oh, buddy.
And it was when Hov was going against Stillmatic, when it was Blueprint and Stillmatic time. And you always been a Nas fan, 100%. And
for the record, I'm a Jay-Z fan, but Nas tore him up on that ether.
Hey.
On that ether.
Come on, man.
Nas gave it to him. I'm a Jay-Z fan, but Nas gave it to him. I'm sorry.
So and Hov has always been great. Always. But I felt like with the humility that he showed on 444, and the personal, the just being personal, the vulnerability, like that to me put him in that GOAT conversation
again,
because he is really preaching about pushing the culture, ownership, getting your own shit and having it.
But not just that. And I'm sure the ladies that are listening to us can attest to this. When we mess up as men, because we will.
Will we?
How important is it to make sure your queen knows that she is indeed the queen?
The queen, and when you mess up, how important it is to apologize.
Say I'm sorry. Be man enough to say I'm sorry.
100%.
You got to drop your pride. You know what I mean? And he showed that. Like Like I think actually
to everybody, not just to
say, and this is at 48 years old.
No, absolutely. And I say this, and it's so funny. It's so funny that we're having this conversation because literally 2 days ago I was listening to Lemonade, and then I listened to 444. Just like I don't even know what it was.
To compare and contrast.
I don't know what it was.
I need to do that.
That said, let me listen to Lemonade.
We should
I
do
listened to
that.
the whole
Let me
track
see
like
what
2 days
sparked
ago.
it.
Me and my wife going to sit doing that.
Process.
Yes, me and my wife is going to sit and do
and
that.
to listen to the both of the albums, it's one of those where of course there's controversy in that, and I think the mass majority of people want to see that controversy, right?
Yes, sir.
Of course.
But at the same time, I think the vulnerability and the humility between both artists. Because what they both said is that both of them were in the studio as they were recording.
Right.
Like Jay-Z was in the studio with Beyonce as she was recording Lemonade, and Beyonce was in the studio as Jay-Z was recording 444. Yeah. So it's not like they didn't know.
They knew
that the situation was going down. It was truly it was like I'm gonna be so open.
It was therapy.
About. Yeah. Thank you.
It was therapy.
It was therapeutic for both of them, and I think that just taking it from as we're talking about this, just taking it from any level as a man or a woman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In any situation, when you go through stuff like that, it's like, hey, you got to be therapeutic about it. You got to let it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think they showed that for the culture to say, no matter how it comes out, let it out.
Get it out.
To get it out and move on.
Get it off your chest.
Get it off your chest and move on. Because that's exactly what they did. And while people were probably assuming that they were gonna break up or whatever the case may be, this was a therapeutic process that they both did on record.
Right.
Number one. Now, did it sell millions? Of course it did.
Absolute controversy sells.
Exactly.
Anyway.
At the end of the day, though, it was therapeutic for the both of them just to express themselves in the way they know best. Right? And so that gave them an outlet to move on.
For sure.
And that's the crazy part.
That's crazy.
That's the crazy part about that.
That was real dope. That was real dope.
So and for especially somebody like Jay-Z, like Beyonce, of course you're gonna hear that, right? Like you're gonna hear the
feel like
females,
women are more emotional.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
You're gonna hear the tales of everybody. Every female has like Keisha Cole. She got the whole every song or Mary J. Blige. Every album she got something that they're going through.
Yeah. But for Jigga to get on wax and express himself.
For somebody that's a dope that was a dope dealer in the past.
Huh?
To where he is now to have to express that, like, yeah, man, like,
no, it's real,
I don't
bro.
chase him, I replace him.
Yes,
like, that's not him no more. You know what I mean? Like,
I just circle around the block in the drop.
Exactly, right? Come on. So to see that evolution in what he is, you know what I mean?
Don't forget to put your ring back
crazy.
on.
It's just crazy,
man. All right, Jay Beezy, what you got?
Man, what an exciting year we had in the NFL. What a controversial
Shoot, I ain't got my shirt on today.
What a
I like it. Y'all lucky. I got my shirt on.
He flying right now.
Your boy Roman Roll came in here a couple weeks ago when we first got together with his Eagles stuff on, and congratulations to you and your team.
Yeah, you deserve that.
I'm hoping that me and True Max, Oakland Raiders, soon to be Las Vegas Raiders,
Nation
can be.
I can't argue with that because they're gonna be in my hometown,
soon. But I was just, it after the season, and I got a chance to kind of think about the season and all that transpired during it. It seems like every team had a little bit of drama. Every team had a little bit of controversy.
Yes, sir.
And I love me some football. I can sit and watch the Cleveland Browns play the Cincinnati Bengals, knowing that it don't matter.
Right.
I just like watching some good football.
Yeah, you really do like football because that's a boring ass game to me.
I love that game.
I just like to watch football. And we'll get into a topic before the draft, but I'm gonna say it first. I think that the Cleveland Browns should draft number 1 overall Saquon Barkley out of Penn State. They'd be a fool. They'd be a fool not to draft that kid. He's the best player
Hopefully
in the draft.
They do something with it, and hopefully the player does something. Because Johnny Football,
guy.
Man. Oh,
Saquon is a beast.
Nah,
He's on
Saquon's a real
level.
deal.
And then you come back with the number 4 pick, Baker Mayfield out of Oklahoma.
I don't know why there has not been no good talk about Baker. Like Todd McShay.
They don't like him because he's a brother with white skin.
Bro, Baker got the juice. Like, this dude has the juice.
Anybody that could go to OSU, and that's the Ohio State University, and put their team's flag in the middle of it, is a G, and I respect
100%.
him. After they smacked him around.
100%. You saw how he got them dudes.
fans.
What team was it when they didn't want to shake hands?
Oh, that was I think that was Kansas. It was either Kansas or Kansas State. I can't remember.
Didn't want to shake hands with the homie.
In the overtime. And he said, "Okay,
got you."
And then we're gonna show you how it's done.
That's how you did
Don't
it?
trip.
Okay.
Got you.
He was like, "What's up?"
I love the swag. I love the game. Everything about Baker. Like, he might be a little temperamental. He might get out there and be a little Johnny Football-esque. But if he get the right people around him, and it's 2018. Like, everything's on social media, everything's live. We get to see everything as it happens. He's already been through some drama, so hopefully he get his shit together and get somebody that's gonna grab him.
Right.
And let's get it popping.
Set him straight.
But we talking about this Baker Mayfield still roll tide. But let's keep going.
So. Like I said, one of the biggest topics, obviously, of the entire football season was the protests and the ability to start the conversation as to our national anthem and should our players take a knee. Should they stand? Should they bond together in unity? And we saw a bunch of demonstrations of all of the latter. What did you guys think? Give me some of your topics as to what you think, Truman. I kind of think I already know what you're going to say based on the post that I saw earlier.
Right, and we finna just get right into
Garoppolo
it.
versus Kaepernick.
It was a little NFL meme that I seen on Facebook today, and it basically said that, Jimmy Garoppolo, I want to say he had like 150 yards more than Colin in their last 6 games of the season. 150 yards more passing. Their
total
passer
yards, right?
Total yards. Their passer rating were both like 96.2.
So they close.
Completion percentage was within like 2%.
Yep.
Touchdowns to interceptions, Garoppolo was 7-5. Colin was 9-2.
Yeah. That's a very
the meme
important
said, the guy on the left has become the NFL's highest paid player in history.
Crazy.
And the guy on the right has been virtually banned from the league.
How many games has Garoppolo started? 7?
He started 7 games.
7 games. Okay. You can continue, sir.
So I just posted it and just said thoughts. So I get a couple different responses, and I get a response from a good friend of ours, Rome, and she's just like, well, those stats could be padded from the end of the year. He's playing garbage time. Garoppolo was playing this time, and so before I went into the debate, I Googled it, of course, to find out what his stats were, and
padded.
Yeah, because Cap started after Game 6, and then he got sat down in Week 13, and Blaine Gabbert went in. Week 14, he got the starting job back. So their stats and playing time were equivalent.
Okay.
So my thing is, it might be. So no, I'm gonna go. Let me step back. The comparison was to a guy Ben Roethlisberger.
Okay.
He got charged with rape accusations, and he didn't get convicted. I can't understand how anyone can make the comparison of someone who got charged with a crime compared to a guy that took a stand for his First Amendment right. Those don't belong in the same conversation, in my opinion.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
One is like we got to go to court to figure out if
What's
you did
happening.
something right or wrong.
Yeah.
And there's other guys saying that shit's wrong and I don't like it, so I'm gonna use my platform. Another debate was that he waited until he was benched before he did it, and Colin, he wasn't starting, and then he decided to debate or take the stance. And I'm just like, well, if it happened yesterday, if it happened the day before, I don't know exactly the timeline on when he decided to take his knee, but I do know that when he decided to take his knee, there were several instances where innocent or you got to be innocent to proven guilty. So we got to say they were innocent because no one was convicted of a crime. Innocent people were killed by police, and they got off without any type of retribution.
Correct. Yeah, that's such a touchy subject. You know, the viewership in the league overall was down.
Yeah.
Viewership for the Super Bowl was down, which is weird because I felt like it was going to be a really good game.
And it was a dope ass game.
You know,
I'm talking as soon as the shit was over. Hey,
man,
congratulations, y'all got that.
I recorded the game and everything.
Listen,
I did not watch it. Because I had to make sure. Because I had friends that was like, "Oh, you think you do that?" No, I don't think I'm part of the situation. I don't think I'm a reason why we won. I'm just saying I did my part.
I got a streak. That's it. Hey, you got a streak.
Listen. I did what I had to do for to ensure that no matter what, there was no question left behind that we won. Anyway, that's not the conversation we having right now. Conversation we having right now is Colin Kaepernick, right? So
okay.
JB, I'm gonna let you weigh in first because
okay.
I have some ideals behind it as well.
Bring it home. So, you know, it's kind of been so long for me that I had to. The type of person that I am is I have to take a step away from certain things because if I don't, then it really frustrates me. And I don't feel like Colin Kaepernick did anything wrong. He didn't break any laws. What his protest was peaceful. He didn't force anyone else to do it. He took a stand against something that he believed in, and it became this humongous thing, and we got an opportunity to see how people really feel about other people based on their actions to a certain circumstance. And it's unfortunate that this world is that way. It's really unfortunate.
In America.
In what we consider the greatest country on the face of the earth.
Land of the free.
That has ever been. And we still have these biases, you know, and it's funny. I'm married to a Caucasian woman, and her father, who was a diehard Seattle Seahawks fan.
That's unfortunate.
He had some very, very choice things that he had to say. We got into I wouldn't say it was a heated debate because, you know, Jigga told me don't argue with fools because people from a distance can't tell who is who. What? Feel me? So I just said what I needed to say, and I was never disrespectful, but I just posed the question. I mean, what is it that you're supposed to do when you have a platform, you've attained a certain level of success, and you don't believe in something, and you see something going wrong, and you don't stand up and say something? Mm-hmm. Isn't that that's what we're here for?
That's what we're here for.
I mean, that's what we're here for. We're here to push things forward. We're going to push our culture forward in our platform here because we have the opportunity to do so. And we're at 10 minutes already. Dang. But I just wanted to say that I love what Colin Kaepernick did. I hope that many other sports figures and people in higher places can take that stand and stand up for the things that they don't like, because that's what our country is built on.
Right.
We gained our freedom as a country by fighting the British in order to attain that freedom. We fought, our African ancestors fought to not have to come to this country, but they were still brought over here. And I have a different take on this. I think it was a good thing because otherwise we wouldn't be here.
Absolutely.
To make this country great. You know, it's an unfortunate thing of how they came over, but the fact that they came over and we can help make this country great. But, you know, we have to continue to do so on a level in which people can understand what we're talking about. We can't continue to battle hate with hate. We have to battle hate with love.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And as long as we remain respectful and peaceful until we have to get physically violent.
No, absolutely. And no, and that part is that we'll tape that for the next podcast.
Copy.
I would agree. What I think what Colin Kaepernick did, a lot of people the one thing that I feel like got lost in everything that Colin Kaepernick did during the whole kneeling process
was the message.
Was not only the message, it was the acceptability behind it, because he originally started sitting.
I'm glad you finished, because I was going to have to say that.
He originally started sitting.
I'm glad you're
he
saying
was
that.
sitting during the anthem.
Absolutely.
And got a lot of flack behind it, and then went to
a knee.
No. He went and had conversations with military,
with an army, like a U.S. Ranger or something.
He went, whatever he had to. He went in that
one of those
circle.
killers.
He did his research.
He did his research and said, "What is acceptable to you guys?
Right.
That would not disrespect you based off of what I'm choosing to do." And they said, "Take a knee."
Right,
and it was one guy in particular. It was a ranger. He told him, like, when a U.S. soldier dies at the funeral, that you salute the wife, the spouse, or the family member
with the knee.
You take a knee and you present them the flag.
Yeah, exactly.
So could you take a knee?
Exactly.
Instead, because I'm with the protest, I understand why you're doing it, and I don't think you're disrespecting the flag. I know. We had conversations, so yeah,
absolutely,
100%. So would you meet us halfway?
Exactly. And so the unfortunate part is that the media hoopla,
my God,
I'll use that word.
That's a good word.
They brought up everything around it. They stirred the pot in that, like, that was never the case. Like, that wasn't his situation, like that wasn't his motive behind what he was trying to do. They disregarded what he was attempting to do in the kneeling,
change the
narrative.
Exactly, they changed it, and unfortunately, this the media that we're in right now, the medium that we're choosing to live by as a society, is so swayed that it's so easy to change that narrative.
Yes,
right. Like, it's the loudest person in the room is now being heard versus being shunned. You know what I mean? Like, the squeaky wheel is getting the oil.
Right.
In this society,
yes,
right?
Sir.
Like, we talk about that back. Like, that's an old saying: the squeaky wheel gets the oil,
right?
Whatever the case may be. And now, what it is, it's not even the squeaky wheel gets the oil to shut them up. The squeaky wheel is getting paid attention to.
Yeah.
Right. So that, I mean, I don't want to, navigate away from the conversation and what we're talking about right now. But that's kind of my topic. In the next one.
Oh, no, we got you.
That's where we're going next.
But before we get off the
segue.
Yeah. But I think that where his ideal behind getting after it was to bring awareness, and unfortunately it was swayed and shunned and overshadowed in so many different ways, such that when Trump
45.
Come
45.
on, man.
We just call him 45.
Come on, man.
4/5.
When he decided to say, he took shots at the owners of the league,
right?
Then they chose to, now I want to kneel,
right?
It's not about,
too late,
and that and what
he put them in a very precarious position,
exactly,
because he pitted them versus their players.
Well, not only that, what they did was they ripped the light off of what the whole ideal behind what Kaepernick was,
especially when he did the
sons
of bitch and shit.
Oh yeah.
That's what really made it go the other way, because that's what the whole idea was about. The idea was about to get it off of the protest because too much light was getting shed on something that really needs to be seen.
Right.
So now we're going to divert the attention away, and let's talk about viewership and people not watching, and we're not going to go to the games. What about the loss of viewership from African Americans and those who are with the protests who boycotted watching games? Because I'll tell you, I didn't boycott 100%, but I at least say for the first 10 weeks of the season, I didn't play football on my television. Not one TV in my house would I play football. I might have caught it at the sports book. I went to my partner's spot and they had it on. I'm trying to get away from it. But every conversation is saying viewership is down because people don't like the protest. But African Americans attribute to the viewership of football, and there was a nice hefty number of those who chose not to watch because voices weren't being heard.
Well, yeah, okay. So we don't know what those true numbers are. I mean,
From
unless
anywhere,
we do the research.
it's impossible.
I mean, if we could do the research, we could do the research. But here's what I'll say is that I mean, and I may be the only person that I may get crucified for this statement right now, but what I say is that, you know, the whole I'm boycotting because movement is asinine right now. Like the whole, like, I'm boycotting NFL because I'm boycotting shopping because I'm boycotting this, that, and the other, because we know that, look, at the end of the day, like the whole H&M thing, like all of that stuff that has happened in the NFL and all that craziness, it only lasts for so long. Like, that's the unfortunate part.
The movement dies so fast. Oh, because we're the culture in society right now.
So for me, I'm like, okay, I hear the voice, and I think that's why I brought up the whole squeaky wheel thing, is that I hear it, and it's almost like a cry wolf type of situation where, like, we're put in a position now, mind you, not to take anything away from any of the situations that are happening,
right?
Like, not to take anything away from what Colin Kaepernick is doing, or the marketing that H&M put out with the little boy or whatever the case may be. What I'm saying is the quickness to say I'm boycotting something.
It's just knee-jerk reaction.
It's a knee-jerk reaction, but at the same time, it only lasts for like a month.
Yeah.
2 months later, you still gonna be at H&M.
I tell you right now, my baby tripping with me. My 10-year-old, my daughter, she tripping right now.
I'm just saying, like, there's and look, I shop at if I can find it, I'm shopping at H&M. I'm just saying,
listen,
I can't find it because I'm 6'4" and I got long ass arms. But at the same time,
that's the first place that I saw that worked for us. Like, they got the same build, and I be like, goddamn. But I found out. I'll tell you about the other one. I ain't gonna promote none of these motherfuckers. They ain't giving us no money.
What I'm saying is, like I get it. I get it, but the need, and you said it, like, the knee-jerk reaction of the uproar that happens, it fizzles out so quickly, but yet it dies out under the radar.
Now, I'm just gonna go
on. Do you get what I'm saying, though?
I'm gonna say one more thing about the NFL, and then I'm gonna say I'm gonna hope I remember what I was about to say. I'm just so happy we got Chucky back in Raider Nation.
Oh, okay. Y'all happy about that?
Gosh, dog. For us to get
listen,
bro.
As a non-Raider fan, but I have a Raider Nation coming to my city.
Yes, sir.
And Chucky coming back. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey,
I'm looking forward to seeing what happens.
Now, Ron, remember we was at the office and I told you, the day when I said it, I said, I don't even know what it costs, right?
Yeah, we there
season
at that
tickets.
Game one.
Damn season tickets.
Game
I said, I don't even know what it costs.
We going.
I want an owner's booth. We got 3 years. Me and Ron, we work in the same office, for y'all that don't know. Keller Williams Realty Southwest. Shameless plug. However, we got 3 years to get our bread all the way where we need it to be, so we can get us an owner's booth at that Raider Stadium. I know a dude.
Scotty, you coming with us?
I know a dude that is pretty well off. He just donated to my youth football team. He'd already been down to the town square to the Raider store, and they told him what it is. And that day when I said, me, you, John, can y'all commit to $200 a piece?
Okay.
Remember?
Yeah, I remember you said that.
The dude went, and it's gonna cost about $200 a piece every year. But we gotta put our
like
shit together.
We ain't talking $200,000. We talking 200,000
stacks.
Like, that's
times
that's
3.
a big different number.
Times 3.
Times 3.
So that's 600.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
200 a piece, though. I'm talking.
Yes, sir. We got to get there. I'm taking pictures of the stadium, work as it's being built. It's just like it's like a dream come true for them to be out here. The last thing about the NFL I want to talk about is the injuries that was going down this season. Like, there has been an increase in like ACL tears and I remember the
crazy
first ACL tear I ever heard of was Terrell Davis.
Okay, yeah.
Terrell Davis, like for me to just say, I remember somebody getting their ACL torn, and in the same season, Jamal Anderson tore his ACL, and then after that, it's been rampant.
Which is crazy because like as much as the injuries are, they've been so strict on the hits that you can put on a person.
Yes, sir.
Like 10 years ago, concussion. What?
Huh? What's a concussion?
What you talking about?
Great movie,
Hit
by
him.
the
Get
way.
back out there. You got a stinger. Walk it off and get back out.
I'm a youth football coach, and it's been time where I've seen dudes out there that if this dude, a kid get hurt and he woozy and he get back up and he ain't ready to go back in the game, he get talked about. But now I am happy that the concussion protocol and all the science behind it is available, so
it's like
we
boxing.
know, like, exactly, because we don't need because now let's remember the league is majority African American, so we don't need our people brain dead after retirement, right?
Absolutely.
We still want to be able to enjoy that money that they make. We still want to be able to enjoy life with your children, being able to pick them up, take them on ride roller coasters and drive go-karts.
Whatever it is.
So that is a great thing that the NFL is doing, and it's trickling down even down to Little League football, and it's a great thing. So we're gonna shift now. Back to Rome.
Let me.
go ahead.
Let me
My bad.
get the final word.
Here
on
we
that
go.
one, since that was my topic. Thanks for hijacking my topic.
You know how we do.
We kind of did. Yeah, we did. I'm sorry.
I don't work for Keller Williams, by the way, but I will be a part of that stadium seat process.
Yes,
So,
sir.
I don't know about 200 racks, but I got something on
No,
it.
you get in.
Yeah, you little something.
No.
But I will say this.
We got you.
I will say this. I love talking about sports. I definitely want to, in the next coming weeks, I want to talk about Truman's Youth Football League. Definitely want to talk about the Eagles.
Roll Tide.
Where we feel like what they're going to do with their quarterback situation next year and so forth.
Yeah,
so those
Nick
are some
Foles
good
is
topics
probably
for
going
you
away.
guys that will be coming up. Obviously, we're going to definitely talk about them Oakland Raiders, because that's
Raider
what we do.
Nation.
We're going to pass the mic along to
God.
my man Romy
Raider
Rome.
Nation. But no, man, I wanted to carry the conversation kind of what JB was talking about earlier, and I don't know if I'm tripping, but I feel like back in our day, the saying was "fake it till you make it," right?
Dig that.
Fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it.
And that was a distinctive conversation, right? Like you do what you can until you get to the level you're supposed to be at. And I don't know what happened and why the culture now has shifted to just fake it. Right? Like
they ain't even concerned with the making it part.
Like not even make it. Let's not even make it, right? Like, am I tripping, or is it just like
absolutely
like right
not.
now? I feel like with the social media world, with the Instagram, with the Snapchats. I mean, Facebook really ain't got that, but all of the situation is happening right now. It's like, let's just be fake. I'm gonna show the Lamborghini, and I'm gonna give you 5 easy steps to the first million of your life and all that stuff. Like, it's so fake right now that everybody is on. Like everybody
got
on
Gucci.
That, right?
Everybody got Louis,
Gucci,
Louboutins.
Like you say Gucci, now I think Gucci gang, a little pump.
There you go.
Whatever his name is, man. I hate the name. Like I'm so tired of hearing that song. Like I don't even listen. I don't even try to listen to the song. Right?
We got the homie at the office, Taylor.
Yeah,
because he ain't never even really listened to the song. The homie Taylor hit him every morning. What's up, Gucci gang? And he gonna play over and over and over and Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. Why are you playing?
But like it still boggles my mind. Like and maybe it's just because of what I'm listening to in the morning, like the motivational stuff that I listen to in the morning.
E.T.
Yeah, man. Like, but at the same time, it's like, okay, what we see on Instagram, what we see on Snapchat, it's like everything needs to be like everything is so. It may not be okay. Maybe it's not fake, and a lot of it is. We know a lot of it is, but it's so inflated, overinflated, right? Like, when did that become a thing? Like, let me fake it to you to make it look like you need to get this.
I think it's the social media combined with reality TV culture.
Okay.
Because like reality TV, you see these people who are living these grandiose lives, and they're doing it strictly for TV because
you think it started there? I think it started earlier.
They're not talented.
Okay, JB, I like that.
They're not. They don't really. They're not entertaining us with something that they have a skill at. Right? They're just living life, and they can do it in such a fashion because the network is paying for them to live this life. And
or maybe
people,
not even paying for them to live the life.
To fake it as if this is the life, and people see like, oh, that's reality TV. I can get there. Like the funniest shit that I see on Instagram as a meme is like, what if you wake up tomorrow and Instagram doesn't exist, and boom, you're no longer a model. Right? Like,
When did I see that? I didn't see that.
It's a bit like, what if you wake up in the morning, boom, Instagram doesn't exist, and you're no longer a model. So all of these people, like I see people, girls with millions of followers, and I think it's of the concept that sex sells. Right,
which is crazy to me,
because
man.
you got chicks who got these nice bodies, whether they paid for them or worked for them or they were blessed with them. Right, they take
They're
pictures.
Not blessed with them now. They're
they taking pictures and people are just liking.
Well, let's talk about it where it really started. I love your point because that just magnified it and brought it into our homes on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. But it started with the music videos. Started with music videos.
Yeah.
Because the record labels and the record companies said, look, we have this artist who has a really incredible voice.
Yeah.
You know, maybe she's beautiful, or maybe he's handsome, maybe not. But let's just do it. Let's go all the way out. Let's puffy him. Let's shiny suit him. Let's put a Bentley in the video.
Yeah.
Oh, I want one of those.
Can you dance?
Oh, little kids all on the corner screaming, "That's my car." Who said that?
Yeah.
Murder Mace.
$MA$E.
So let's take it back a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Let's look at Michael Jackson and Billie Jean video when he walked across the floor and the floor lit up.
Ooh.
And it's the shiny socks.
You know what I'm saying?
The glitter,
right?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I wanted them socks.
You know, even I was watching the thing on Facebook, because social media is so important to us nowadays. I was watching the thing on Facebook, and it was an interview with Chad Ochocinco.
Okay.
And I don't know if you guys saw this, but he said everything I had was fake. All of his chains, fake. Diamond earrings, fake. Cuban zirconia rings, fake. Why would I spend that kind of money?
Because he had, now listen, he is the anomaly in that.
True.
Right?
Whoa, hold on. No, I'm gonna let you go.
Only because, look at the legends who have gone through and made millions of dollars to rap, through sports, through whatever, and they're car salesmen today. Right?
Absolutely.
Guys with platinum hits, guys with $100 million contracts.
And that's what he said. He didn't want to be one of those guys.
He didn't want to be one. Like, look at Beast Mode. They say Beast Mode ain't spend none of his bread.
None.
He done got like $50 million in contracts. He done lived off endorsements.
He lived off endorsement money, which is genius in itself.
Come on, this guy went to Cal Berkeley. Let's keep it.
He retired and came back,
bro,
and still
came back just to play for who?
The Oakland Raiders.
Oakland Raiders. Okay,
yeah, but back
if you go into the Raider image, he's got his own stuff.
Oh no! I'm not knocking Beast Mode by any means. That man is a fucking genius.
But this social media shit has made it like really available for people to front and be something that they're not. Like, I remember I saw an interview with 2 Chainz, and he was saying the reason that he likes Snapchat is because you can get blasted on Snapchat. Like, cause Snapchat is only live, right? So, like, I could be posing in front of this Ferrari, and the homie who owns the Ferrari pull up and be like, "Whoa, what you doing in front of my car?"
Yeah, but that's if they do it though.
If they do it, but then you got all these little dudes flex. Everybody want to flex. Everybody want to be shot. Everybody want to ball. Everybody want to be. And my partners just came back from Atlanta recently, and they say, "Mac, everything these dudes got in the video is at
fake.
the underground mall. The Africans got it popping with all the knockoffs.
All of it.
And most of this
All
shit
of
is
it.
in Atlanta, the hype, right?
And so, like my biggest thing is like, you know, we live in a culture right now. Like this is for the culture, right?
Yes, sir.
For the culture.
So, you know, we live in a culture right now where like everything is a facade. Like everything is in a situation where, you know, you got to be the millionaire, you got to be this, you got to be that, you know, like that.
Fake motivational speakers.
Get all the chains. You got to have all the
whole lot of
whips.
them.
You got to have all the stuff. And
a
like, you
whole
know,
lot of
and damn.
Oh, not the iPhone.
Yeah,
That new iPhone, not the fake.
we'll let that go. But you know, the biggest problem is like at the end of the day, it's one of those situations where like, you know, when it's a facade, it's put out there so much, like everybody wants to flock to that, right? So everybody wants to see, okay, how big can I get?
Yeah.
And like, you know, I see so much, you know, 5 easy steps to $1 million. Like
There is no 5 easy steps to $1 million.
10 reasons why, 10 easy reasons why I made $1 million.
Yeah.
And how you could too, or this, that, and the other.
All these
and it's
sponsor
crazy because I
videos.
was listening to a podcast like a couple of weeks ago, and if you go to CNN.com and you just look up and you Google CNN.com and say what's the top net worth, and the top 10% net worth, and people are not talking about right now, is that the top 10% is 170,000.
Right.
Everybody talking about how to get to $1 million, right?
Yes, sir.
Like, that's the crazy part right now, is that everybody's talking about how to get to $1 million, but nobody's talking about how to make that first step to 100,000. Like, you come from making 30 grand a year or 50 grand a year or 60 grand a year, and you trying to make that big ass leap to $1 million. But let's just talk about how to get your first 6 figures.
Oh no, and that's something we definitely are going to cover, because
Topics.
something that we got to push forward in the culture is ownership and entrepreneurship.
Listen.
As far as like that top 10%, the top 2% is at 250.
250.
250, 300 is
And
the
so
top 2%.
I can't wait to go. I can't wait to dive into that.
You know what I mean?
Because man, for real though, like I think that's where a lot of our culture, our people,
Yes, sir.
are lacking. Like we want the glitz and the glam. We want the Rolls Royce.
But we don't want to do the work
Race.
that's
No,
necessary.
we want it now though.
Yeah.
We want it now.
Like,
we want to sell
we
dope.
want the race right now.
We want to
See,
flip
this
these.
is a-
We want to
this-
take the risk to get there. We don't really want to work for it.
Exactly.
This is really a hour long topic.
Nah,
Oh, yeah,
and
so
we
many
probably-
things
we can't
that
cover
can
that
break down.
right
Keep it 100. We got to dive into that one on
we
the
can't
next
cover that right now.
episode. We
Break
got
down.
to do that.
I want to bring that up now, so maybe that's next week's topic.
Yeah,
or
let's
next
do
month's
that.
topic. But I'm just saying, like that right there in itself, that's a crazy situation for me. Is that like when I look at everything, is like everything has to be fake. It's the fake hair, the
Fake
photo
booties.
shit, the
There's
fake
a lot of
booty.
fake booties out there.
Every female got to get the ass shots, and I'm
Bro.
gonna cuss right now. Everybody got to get the ass shots. Ladies, you don't have to do that. Trust me, men will take you as you are.
My dude.
Men will take you as you are. Okay,
My dude, listen.
Like,
I told my
that's
daughter
what it is.
that she should go to cosmetology school because having weave is cool today.
Right now,
Bro, I got
lace
5
fronts all day.
lace
Wait a minute.
That's a
fronts.
wig, ain't it?
Let me explain to
sew-ins.
you right now.
Dog.
I got a friend of mine, and she gonna name nameless. She gonna remain nameless. I have a friend of mine who her and her sister started a lace front company.
Yes, sir.
Like
Hey.
2 or 3 years ago.
Hey, it's a demand.
Lace
Bruh.
front to the
It's a
back,
demand
She
out
don't
there.
bought
front.
a Range Rover.
It's a demand.
My
out there.
God.
She bought it. She ain't lease it.
No, she bought
Bro,
it.
Bought it.
Bro,
Cash.
I'm driving around
Lace
Vegas.
front company.
I'm driving around Vegas.
Women, keep your hair right.
No more
Hey.
Kanye. For
like,
sure.
I'm just saying.
I got 5 sisters.
God damn.
5 sisters. Ain't none of these motherfuckers ever want to know that they had weave in their hair. They was doing their best to hide it when they
Listen.
were younger, right?
Right.
Now it's the thing. We
Right.
driving around Vegas.
Everybody
I see
got
digital billboards that say
Lace
$500
weave.
extensions.
Everybody
the
got
white girls get
lace fronts.
extensions. The Mexican girls get
Individual
extensions.
fronts.
The Asian girls get extensions.
Get your weaves
I
done.
say,
hair.
baby, listen. they paying $500 extension, baby. You can do you could do
Hold
3
on.
sew-ins a week.
Hold on, let me.
And that's
Can I stop you guys on this?
Go
Because I
ahead.
got a real good story in the company that I work for. The daughter of the owner, she's millionaire.
Billionaire.
She flies in her weave artist.
What?
Now she's a Caucasian woman. She flies in her weave artist
Flies in
on
a
their
weave
private
artist.
jet,
How old
On
is
their
she?
private jet.
mid-20s.
Wow.
In the 20. I don't give a fuck.
Hey,
She 45.
hey, so-
like you flying
on the
somebody in.
PJ.
So hold on.
I ain't
She
never
on
been on
the
a PJ in my
PJ
life.
She had the wrong hair one day and had to have the right hair overnighted.
Please
She
don't tell
needed
me
the- she needed the
sent her back
Malaysian.
and came back.
It was like
Please don't tell me she sent her back and came back.
it was like 13 racks.
Is that Brazilian or Malaysian?
Wow, that's the bomb. I know that if I can get my hands on it.
That wasn't that Indian number 9 sitting
So
soft.
I'm just saying. So that just solidifies your point, Romy Rome, that it's an epic. Being
Hey,
fake
people will
is
pay
not,
to be fake.
being fake is the new real.
Well, like
Huh?
think of it like this.
Can we
like,
coin
like,
that phrase? Can we coin that phrase? Anybody? Fake is the new real.
Being fake is the new real.
That's a
Unfortunately,
problem.
That's
in
crazy.
2018.
Fortunately, fake is
That's
the real. But
crazy.
like when the whole what's her name? Kendall Jenner.
Kendall Jenner.
Kendall Jenner, when she did the lip challenge, the thing with the lips.
Right.
Was that Kendall or was that Kylie?
That was Kendall.
No, it was Kylie. No, it was Kylie. It was Kylie.
One of them.
Oh yeah, Kylie is the young one, right?
Kylie's the young one. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
one of
plumped the
them
lips
that
up.
did the plump lip. Like, why?
And going crazy, and they
Come
went
on
crazy
now.
for it.
Like when you,
But that's what they see. That's what they
I'm
want.
just saying, when you like. When you were so against it at one point in time and then decided, hey, I'm gonna get butt shots, I'm gonna get lip shots, I'm gonna get facials,
Fake
I'm gonna get
tits.
Why?
All I wanted to just
Not a breast? Okay, I can understand that. For some
man,
people, for some people,
those are the hardest things in the
wait a
world.
minute, wait a minute,
Man,
wait a minute.
if you need a
listen.
lift, 'cause
Wait a
you
minute.
had your-
Wait a minute.
A lift is
Wait a
one thing.
minute.
Yeah,
Implants.
Wait a minute.
Come on.
Wait a minute. I will say, I at the end of the day, as much as I'm talking about fake shit right now, I will say
You like some fake titties?
I don't, but I appreciate what they trying to do. Okay, all right. Because I gotta say, the doctors right now, the surgeons right now are making them a little more lifelike. Now,
A little more lifelike.
a little more lifelike.
I like that.
I
At
just
the end of
want-
the day, though, the
Yeah.
fake lips, the
That-
Botox, and all
man.
that crazy stuff, that got to go. But okay, I think the breasts, they got that perfected. Everything else, the butt shots and all that stuff,
disclaimer,
they got to
no
go.
disrespect to none of you young ladies of Las Vegas who get it
None.
how you live.
None whatsoever.
Hey.
If you have fake breasts, if you have a fake butt,
I just believe that.
I love you as you are. Okay,
Ladies, I believe that. Ladies, I
love
believe
yourself.
that.
Look. I
Yeah,
gotta
love
look at the
yourself.
camera. I gotta look at the camera for this one.
This is gonna
love
be a-
you as you are.
This
Because
nigga-
I love you
minimum
as you
moving
are.
forward.
Okay. All right.
One drink minimum.
do
moving
say is this shit if I do say so myself.
We ain't gonna do this next one. Okay. We have to let this go.
Bring us home, JB.
Great topics tonight, gentlemen. Very important topics. I think that Mac's topic, hip hop, old school versus new school, we definitely want to dive into that some more. We want to we want young artists to be young artists. Be creative, be who you are, but
gotta
say
come to
something.
artists.
Drop something, bring
Yeah.
something new. Sean Rose coming out soon. Love that guy. My topic, football.
What's your
now.
boy's name?
Sean Rose.
Sean Rose.
And you know,
Static, the one that did the Static. Okay, Sean Rose.
Because
Okay.
me and JB,
Dope.
we go back like 25 years.
Yes, sir.
And we doing music together. Like our contribution to the culture has always come from like an executive mindset.
Right.
So in order to push the culture forward in Vegas, we do want to be able to showcase and highlight some local artists.
Absolutely.
In the future,
we will.
Remember Rap City, the basement ticket. Used to
Absolutely.
throw them in the booth for the
Absolutely.
freestyle session.
Absolutely.
That was real big for the culture, and we need something like that.
You better bring it. You better not come in here with
so
that
we gonna
Migos blackness.
let us know what y'all want. We're gonna The website is www.doitfortheculture.com.
Yeah.
That's the number 4 and the with an A, because we're doing it for the culture.
Yeah.
So check us out, www.fortheculture.com. Instagram is @fortheculture. And let us know what y'all want. Be a part of this. We want it to be interactive. We want to keep going.
Yes.
We want to make sure that we touching on topics that the people want to hear about and really digging in to how we can push the culture forward worldwide.
Right.
Not only in Vegas. We just giving y'all this Vegas perspective, the 702, how we do, right? But we definitely want to hear how y'all doing it for the culture. Where you from? So tap in with us and let us know what's up.
Peace.
All right.
All right.
That's a wrap. Good looking. We coming back from y'all. Coming back to y'all the next time. We always gonna be here with my dog. I keep calling him Fresco because that's how I get down with him. But Scott Vera pushing the culture forward right here at Level 9 Studios.
Man.
It's only 1 mile away from the Strip. So when you're in Vegas and you need to record some vocals, you need some video, some videography done, holla at my boy.
We're gonna pan out the next time because if you see
the
view, like literally, we can look out.
No, we looking at the Strip.
You can actually see.
Is
hold on, you can actually see Trump
Tower.
Unfortunately.
And I don't know how long Wynn will be up on that tower anymore, but
it's coming down
by the pussy, and then Wynn, and then everything else.
All right, for the culture, y'all.
Later.
Right on.